came out last year. And among all the films that have come out this year, it came in number 4 behind Dune Part 2, which I have not seen, behind Godzilla times Kong, which I saw, and that was a phenomenal movie. And also behind Kung Fu Panda 4, which I haven't seen, racking in $53 million over the weekend. Didn't make as much as it didn't make as much as For Life did. For Life made 72 million first weekend, but 53 is nothing to shake your nose at. And I'll ask the panel, starting with Nita, was it deserving of that $53 million it made in opening weekend?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, they wanted to count Will Smith out after that Oscar slap. Listen, he let them know, I'm a superstar. I'm a superstar. That proved to everybody that I'm a superstar. We still gonna show up and show out for our boy Will.
What'd you think, Moochie?
I thought it was good. I feel like the Oscar slap, I always told you I felt like it was fake. It was staged. Maybe it was staged for them to break away from this whole Oscar thing where we're looking for judgment and looking for approval of the of these people. Most of the time they don't even most of the time the movies they pick is not even the majority of the public. So I'm all for it. I feel like maybe this will have us where we're doing things a different way, where we don't set judgment or standards by the Oscar awards.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is important we talk about the Will slap, because that was one of the things that some people felt like might be a barrier to this movie's opening weekend. That there were some people still salty about the Will Smith slap, even though the man had to pay a hefty price. He got banned from the Oscars. He lost millions of dollars because people snubbed him on films. He suffered public humiliation. And we could go back and forth about how some people find that humiliating. Some people look at it as though he was standing up for his woman. But when it comes to selling a movie, there was some question marks. Would people actually show up for the film? And the majority of the people that showed up, I can pretty much say we showed up, yes, but in outward numbers, it was probably more Anglos than us. And a lot of the Anglos, they didn't really care about the damn slap. The slap was more something that was big in our community because these were our community stars. They didn't give a damn about the slap. I mean, hell, their former president, Trump, has just been convicted of 34 damn crimes, and they still talking about they're going to vote for him. So a slap is definitely not going to bother them. And I think most people in the Black community feel like he's paid his penance and he turned out the numbers. Yeah. So let's talk about this film, ladies and gentlemen. This film was directed and written by the same brothers that did the very last one, Adil and BeallGeorge. These are your directors. These are partly your writers. And this film had a loaded roster of talent. You had Will Smith, produced by Jerry Bruckheimer. You had Martin Lawrence, Vanessa Hudgens, Alexander Ludwig. And for those of you that don't know who he is one of the folks that has played on Stars. And let me pull up his picture. Played on Heels. And Stars had a couple of people that turned out in this show. Yeah. Because we also had our girl Christine, who was playing Mike Larry's girlfriend, was played by Melanie Lubbert, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know her on my channel as Lock and Key. And let me put that picture back up there with her English ass, born in Hertfordshire, England, boy, and she used all that English accent in this film. And a whole host of other great stars, but those are just some of the ones that my audience is familiar with. And ladies, can we go ahead and get into one of the top 5 moments of this film? And that was that country beatdown performed by Reggie, the U.S. Special Ops gentleman on the show. I got the clip. If you haven't seen it, by the way, this is a spoilers review now.
So if you ain't see the movie, come back after you watch it.
Right.
Or if you someone who don't care about spoilers,
Right.
Stick
enjoy.
around. And it'll
Well,
make
let
you
us go ahead
excited to
and
see it.
see. Let us go ahead and see what the big homie Reggie did that sparked so much talk. Here we go. Got to be more careful. Boy, that's a bad
Yo,
nigga.
that was the best scene, yo.
That nigga beat down everybody, then did a salute to his daddy-in-law. Lord have mercy. But so be more careful. Nita. I'm gonna let you get this one first. Given that this movie was so good and it had so many great scenes, there's a great scene with Armando in prison too. We'll get to that in a minute.
That one too.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a minute. But Nita, how did this scene with Reggie and his overall story in this film, which he didn't have a lot, but when he was on screen, it was impactful. Talk about Reggie and his story.
Yeah. I definitely like what they did with these side characters. Like they really gave them their shine, and Reggie was no exception to that. You always saw Reggie eating snacks, sitting on the couch playing video games. He must have been playing
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
I checked the screen. I went back to check, y'all.
Yes, he must have been playing Call of Duty all that time. But y'all remember, he is a retired Marine or special op, whatever. He got the skills and he showed them off, and he definitely turned that scene. He was a standout, y'all. He really was a standout. And just that little clip of him protecting his house, protecting him and his
family.
Family. Yeah. Moochie, how did you feel about it? And let me add this to it too. When this was going on, all the fellas was in the back watching it on screen. This was the look on Armando's face. By this point in time, we already knew Armando was a badass.
Yes.
Look at Armando's face. Like, damn, that's your son. Who's supposed to do something with that?
Who is this guy?
Yeah, man. So Moochie, talk about Reggie and that beatdown he did. And shout out to Tasha Smith, who is playing the new wife to Marcus in this film, who's sitting here on the couch with Reggie and the pregnant wife.
I thought that scene was awesome.
Yeah, man.
That whole thing and he was so calm about it. He said, just stay there, listen to me. When he put them in the closet, and he started with just one hammer.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
He did the thing.
Lord.
That was crazy because you didn't expect that coming from him. But then again, I could see that because I got Army people in my family. So
you do.
Okay.
You do.
So
you do.
So I could see that happening. Their demeanor, you never know.
I mean, a true badass don't gotta walk around and try to tell you he's a badass.
Exactly.
My experience in life has been anyone who's trying to wear that badassness on their sleeve is really not all that badass. Exactly. That's been my experience. And what Reggie did, what they did in this story, they let you know why he is a badass. He's been trained, but you didn't know how deep that badass went. And he went from eating up all Marcus snacks, which Marcus ain't supposed to have damn snacks anyway. You diabetic MF. You need to let him eat the snacks. To he is in there tearing Negroes up so bad that Armando had to look. I mean, he had to look. And there was another scene, Moochie, in the end that was so funny with Reggie. And it is the complete turnaround from when Reggie showed up wanting to go to the prom. Here's a scene at the very end when Reggie's like, I want to cook my chicken on this grill. And Mike, Larry, and Marcus is like, you better find you another grill. Then they got to thinking, okay, this is the same dude that did this. Okay. And then still had enough respect to turn around and say, Papa, I did this for you and the family.
They decided he took out like 15 people.
Moochie, they decided to go ahead and let him cook his meat on that grill before they became the meat on the grill. Talk about it first, Moochie, because this was funny, man. This was funny.
This scene, I like this part because it reminded me of the front door scene when he came for the first time, and he was cool this time, but this time he was like, I ain't backing down. I'm getting the grill. I'm not even gonna talk. When he said, look, he took out like 15 people. Nah, he has the rights to the grill. I'm gonna do the table and you do the potato salad. That was cute. I thought it was cute. I thought it was funny. And Will was like, you gonna let this little mother father get on this grill? He did.
Yes. He earned that grill. He earned that grill. Hello?
Yeah.
I loved it. It was a callback. They did a lot of callbacks to the previous films. They did 1. They did 2. This is an ode to 2. I just loved it. And I love that he didn't back down. So if I send you a picture of Reggie with this food, you better let him cook, okay? So that's what that was. My favorite scene. It's a great scene to see in the theater because everybody is hooping and hollering and having a good time because it was just like that, you know?
I'm glad Nita brought that up because truly great moments in film that you share in a theater tend to last the test of time. This was one that there was some people in my theater standing up clapping. This shit right here was so funny.
Yes.
Because I couldn't get the angle where when it panned from this angle to being over Reggie's shoulder, looking down on these two goofballs like, you really think I'm about to move after what I did for this family?
Hello? Exactly.
You better let me cook get your meat off this grill. I don't give a damn what. I don't care if you cooking ribs. I don't care what you cooking on to get your shit off this grill because Reggie about to cook. Forget Russell Wilson. Let Reggie cook, okay?
I love it.
And Reggie got his damn grill. And go ahead, Moochie.
I was surprised to see Mike up there because he never grills. They show a couple of times when they be grilling. Usually he's always Martin.
Yeah.
So like now that he's a married man or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Now he wants to put on an apron. He was looking at him like he was wild.
Yeah, that's what I liked about the movie, the evolution, the progression of their characters. They're not the same people in the 1995 film. And so that's I like that. I like when we have a arc that we're, exploring with them.
Right. And if I may buffer Nita's point, this was a passing of the torch moment, and this was a passing of the torch movie. And there were several moments of passing the torch, but I don't think there was hardly any bigger moments of passing the torch than this right here. Reggie and that camera angle looking over his shoulder, and these two looking at Reggie like, okay, you can have this grill. It's your time to shine. We'll go and make the sides, and you can make the main dish for the family. You have the authority to protect this family because you've shown it. I thought this was a seminal passing of the torch moment, and it was done in such a funny manner. I enjoyed it a whole lot.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the next person I think we can create a spinoff for, and that is this good brother right here, Armando. Now, I could not find that clip of him in jail, but if y'all remember what happened to Ghost when he beat up everybody in jail, just picture that times 5. Armando tied up a 45-pound weight, ladies and gentlemen. And for my dudes that go lift, you know how heavy that is. And when I tell you he went to ass whipping and commencing the fighting, that's exactly what he did. Nita, we know that you love some Armando. You think the man is everything. You probably would drink his sweat the way fellas say we drink folks' bath water. Talk about Armando and his badassness in this film and how you enjoy his art.
Oh my God. Heart be still. Oh my God. When I tell you that thing is fine, he is fine. Oh my God. I hate to objectify people, but baby, Method Man, Armando, they just do it for me. That scene was everything to me. First of all, starting out topless, working out. Oh, baby, say no more. I'm here. I'm here. You got me. I'm roped in. I'm here. I'm here. But baby, when he started, and I loved it the way they played it, the way he was like he picked up on all the subtle moves and stuff. Ain't nobody had to tell him nothing. He felt it, and he did accordingly what he was supposed to do. And when I tell you that was a great action scene, that's my second favorite action scene. Reggie is my first. This is my second. Actually, they might ask me on the right day or put the right clip up.
1AB, 1AB, 1A type thing.
Yeah, so those two scenes do it for me. But Armando, he impressed me so much as the villain in For Life, Bad Boys for Life. And he just carried on here just as well. So I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah. What'd you think about him, Mooch? I think that between Armando and between Reggie, this franchise is in good hands for at least another decade. What do you think?
Yeah, even if they bring Will and Martin in for a brief moment, if these guys can add more to the buddy to it, then I think they could pull it off. I mean, you could have a dope storyline because he's on the run.
Yeah.
So I would like to see it. You saw the moment, Mita. You saw the moment when he was peeping everything when they came there to talk to him. He knew that it was gonna be on once he come out of that cage.
Exactly.
Because he knew it was other ears in the room.
Yeah. Oh,
well,
yeah.
There certainly was, because they panned on one of the police officers typing on the keyboard, looking very suspect, looking back there listening. And Armando knew everything. He knew what the deal was. And he was just like, y'all need to shut up talking, shut up talking. And we need to make some moves to get things going. But I just thought, like, after looking back, I really feel like they have left this franchise in great hands, because these two guys can carry this franchise. You won't even need Will and Martin, to be honest with you, just by what they have shown. Now, of course, we're going to have to see if they can pull off the comedy. We know they can pull off the action. We know they can pull off the action, but we're going to have to find out if they can pull off the comedy and if the chemistry is as good. And look, like y'all said, this could be a great story, because Armando is on the run, but technically what he just did in saving this girl who is the daughter of a U.S. Marshal and happens to be the granddaughter of Captain, that is almost a situation where you come and get this boy immunity. And with him being on the run, maybe in the next film, if they do a spinoff with these two, maybe it comes down to Reggie having to protect the family. They could kidnap Marcus and kidnap Mike Lowry, and he's got to go find Armando to help him get his family back, because it could be another one of these evil setups where you've got the good people posing as bad, but only this time the stakes are higher because both their families is at risk. And I can easily see him having to get Armando coming off the run, and they got to team up and talk about some badassness. Boy, I can't wait to see these two together. It is coming. It is coming. Definitely. What you got to say about that, Moochie?
I would like to see it. I think it would be a good thing. It depends on how they do it. If they do it, they got to do it right. I don't want it where I want to see how their chemistry is together, because we haven't seen them in a scene or anything together. So I just, it sounds good talking about it, but I would like to see it in action.
Yeah. And when we're talking about have them in a spinoff and stuff like that, I see something in the comments. We are not trying to eliminate Will and Martin. We know that they started this franchise. They're very much a part of the franchise, but they are aging. They are getting up there. You can see that clearly in real life, in real time with Martin and the way he speaks and the health challenges that he's had. Yes, he's doing good. He's out and about and stuff like that. But we need somebody to kind of pass the torch to, and we can get Will and Martin for those comedic moments and stuff like that. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're not getting ahead of ourselves, Mr. Jeff.
Yeah. And by the way, to that point, Sony, as long as these movies are making money, Sony has no intentions of getting rid of the franchise.
Exactly.
Now, people die and get old every day. So, I mean, just think about it like this. We have been having James Bond's films since before I was born, and hell, I'm 44, because they make movies. Bad Boys has the potential to be something of that making, as long as you can keep adapting the story, adapting the script, and keep bringing in fantastic buddy cop people to play these roles. And Sony is gonna do that. So nobody's disrespecting Martin, or if you feel like we're trying to write them off too quick, we're not doing that. And I can tell you right now, they're not doing that. Right. They are telling you that we're getting up there in age, and we see talent that we can pass this torch to in this young man right here, and of course in Armando, and that's who's going to be powering the franchise going forward.
Yeah,
that's
and I also like Vanessa Hudgens and Alexander Ludwig. They gave them their time to shine as well, with the drones and the technology work that they do. Love that element. So this is an ensemble now. First it was a buddy cop, but now it feels more like an ensemble, and everybody can kind of play their part, and we see that they let everybody shine. So
go ahead, Moochie.
Do y'all see this becoming okay? Being that they did the 3 installments, the 4 installments rather. Do you see it becoming like a franchise, like Fast and Furious now, like Fast and Furious, like how they come back and do a movie every couple of years?
Why not? Why not?
I just figure.
Yeah, and everybody's doing the series now. They jumped from movies into series, or vice versa. We see it's something's getting ready that was a series that's getting ready to have a movie. I think it's Peaky Blinders. And Sopranos, they did that too. So we can kind of it depends on what the if you want to see it on a weekly basis, or if you want something like that. But I think they'll keep it as a franchise and kind of build it out like Fast and Furious, because we did have a Fast and the Furious scene in there. That helicopter scene was Fast and the Furious. Okay.
Damn right. And to that point, when a film is this popular that is bringing in these kind of numbers on the weekend, not only will they continue the film, but they will do literal spinoffs. They'll figure out who the fans like as individual characters, give them backstories or give them side stories that lead up to the overall film, because the thing to do nowadays is make a damn movie universe. That's the thing to do.
That's true.
And I easily could see that happening. Like, people might want to know about Armando's background. He's so popular on this show right now. So many people find him attractive. They like this acting ability. They like this stunt work. They liked all that. I could easily see us getting a story to how he was growing up missing his daddy and the craziness that brought him into law. Hell, you need a writer? I can write. Moochie could be my managerial writer because she's writing. Hell, you can hire us, damn it. We out here on these streets now.
We out here in the street.
We can tell these stories. Now let us get to the main meat and potatoes of the show. Basically, the Cap is dead, and he's being framed of crimes that he did not do. And the main antagonist is this guy right here, Mr. McGrath. And this is him at the very end, when Will had to pick between his partner Marcus and his wife Christine, played by this thing right here. I might not show y'all one more time, okay? I'm gonna give y'all that side profile there with Captain's granddaughter, okay? And
AKA Lock and Key.
See, Moochie, did anybody say anything when I was letting y'all wax poetically about Armando?
No, I'm sorry. I'll take it back.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. All right. But y'all, this was the bad guy that was orchestrating everything. And to that degree, I asked the panel, I'll start with Nita. Did you see him as a good bad guy? Did you like the antagonist in this film? Talk to me about Mr. McGrath.
You know, that's one of the weak parts of the movie for me. The villain, I thought Eric Dane, he did a great job. He did exactly what they wanted him to do. He looked good. I mean, he did what was necessary, but I felt like the reveal was too early, or like I felt like we know exactly like where it's going, how it's going to get there. We saw the person who was actually the other person, Rita's boyfriend, the politician. He looked suspicious as hell. So I thought the whole reveal was a little anticlimactic when it came to that part. You know, it just it was no suspense there. It was no suspense there. But I thought they did a good job. He handles the action well. He looks menacing. He does the things or whatever. But yeah, that's one of my little weak parts of the film for me. That's just for me. I like a good complex villain, and there wasn't much complexity there. It was just kind of okay.
Okay, so let me ask y'all this. Do you think that the reveal was overshadowed by the son-in-law scene because it came back to back?
Yeah. It did kind of come back to back. That's why I was like, I don't know. That's why I say it just took the tension out for me. It took the suspense out, and it just I don't know. I don't know.
Moochie, it worked for me. And I'll say it worked because everything else was so good.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
if everything else was bad, I might complain about them revealing who's the person pulling the strings. But what I feel like they did to try to compensate for that, we still didn't know who was his underlings in the police department that was pulling the strings. We knew it was a lot of them MFs. We didn't know exactly which one. And we was tied up between Rita and her jump off, her paramour. We couldn't at first we couldn't figure out whether it was Rita or the paramour, and then it became clear it wasn't Rita. And so it with them having that suspense in place of us knowing who's the leader, it was fine for me. I felt like they did a good job on that. What do you think, Moochie?
I think that when they had the person on the inside, Rita's boo, that was the real reveal to me, because
right.
It was like we saw him basically put everything in order when they set the captain up.
Right.
So that to me, that was already the reveal. He was the mastermind of it, but we didn't know all of the intricate parts.
Yeah,
and we didn't suspect him in the beginning because he was, hanging out with them and stuff. But he was there for a reason to be close to it.
Right.
Yeah. And it was also a shock to me that him and Rita were sleeping together. That was a shock. And it was also a shock to me, ladies and gentlemen. There's a scene where they're in an elevator when Rita realizes he's crooked, and he pimp slapped the hell out of him.
Yeah. That was crazy, that scene.
And she had the hammer.
Yeah.
She had the hammer. I was like, girl, what is you doing? You already know. I guess she did not think he was going to do that. I swear, she was giving him panty draws.
Still kind of soft and pink about it. And that was like the moment she found out he betrayed her.
Yeah.
So she was still kind of taken back.
She did not think that was going to happen because, like I said, she was giving them the panty draws. So
Nita, and you got to think she was less than 6 hours away from letting him slide out of the draws. So like
right, she did not want to do that.
Do I really want to kill you right now, or do I want to try to give you a chance to talk this out? Tell me what happened. But after the pimp slap, it should have been balls to the wall after that, because he tried to hurt that girl. He tried to hurt her. And there was some funny moments in this film that took us by storm. And one of the funny moments that my wife just absolutely loved was Martin. The doctor put him on restrictions for certain foods. And he was in one of the clubs and it started flying jelly beans. And he had this obsession. He wanted some damn sugar, y'all. Anybody who ever has a sweet tooth, you know what it's like when you got your mouth ready for something. You think you come home, you about to eat your favorite ice cream, and then your damn spouse done ate it, and you mad as hell. You really like that Snickers commercial. Well, Martin thought he was gonna eat. He thought he was gonna eat some good jelly beans, effed around and got the black one. And I love how they started playing My Main Man, May He Rest in Peace.
Barry White.
Barry White. Talk to me about this scene, Moochie. I'll give you first deal because this is funny.
When he was messing with it, Mike was like, don't you dare. Like when he said and then when everything started popping off, he like, all right, I'm getting some now. And I can't stand the black jelly beans like him. So I would have did the same thing. I would have spit that joke out too.
They went crazy with the camera work in this one. They did the slow-mo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, when he got some of the red Kool-Aid was coming out.
Baby.
Yeah, he was taking all of that.
And then it's like he got a burst of energy, and then he just got up and just started going off.
Yo, look, Nita, I said when that happened, I said to my wife, I said, honey, what he just did was like them New York stock exchange traders sniffing a line of coke. They be in there just a clicking button, trading shit left and right. When he got that sniff of sugar in his back, that mug stood up in front of all the flying bullets, pulled out 2 guns like he was 2 Chainz and shit, spraying everybody. That scene was funny.
Yeah,
but that also led to some other things with his character, Nita. Him having this epiphany that he can't die.
Right.
Damn, Marcus. And that epiphany lasted, Nita, all the way to the very damn end, where he thought he was going to be able to talk down the albino 32-foot crocodile.
Oh my God.
And the crocodile bit the hell out of his ass, and Mike Lowry had to come save him. Talk to me about this scene.
Oh my God. Let me find out. He think he the alligator whisperer. No, Nick. Oh. I said, no, we're not doing that. And he better be glad that the alligator just chomped down on his arm. Because what they like to do, we saw with Eric Dane, not Eric Dane's character, the other guy.
They roll you and they spin you.
They roll and spin. He better be glad that's all he did get. Because I don't know what he was thinking. He was that sugar was still in his system, baby. I don't know what he was thinking.
Moochie talked about this scene, and Nita is absolutely right there, audience. Some of us grew up watching Steve, the crocodile guy. And when these crocodiles grab you, they not only bite you, but they start the death spiral, using all their weight and that bite force. Moochie, talk to me about this scene and what you was feeling when you saw it.
I thought he was going to try to pull him up at first, but then when he started trying to talk him down, I was like, what the heck? All he see you as is a pork chop, okay?
Yeah. And Moochie and Nita, think about this. This place where the crocodile was at, had been abandoned. So how often do he get this much action going on in his home lair where he can get this level of fresh meat, and in this case, some damn dark meat at that, boy. Y'all know that dark meat tastes extra tasty. Got a little bit more fat on it and is easier and more tender than that white meat. And he had a chance to get him a taste of both of it. He was probably waiting somewhere the whole time. I'm going to get me one of these. And he certainly got himself one of those. But having said that, let's talk about that helicopter scene. And Moochie, I'll come to you first. The helicopter scene where they was transporting Armando. Because they're going to use him. Did you like the scene? Did it feel over the top to you? Talk to me about that scene, Moochie.
The fly part about it was that the person that they looking for was on there with them, and he got away, and they didn't even know.
Right. That's crazy.
And with the cage almost falling out of the helicopter. That was crazy. The whole action scene up there was crazy. The fight scene from beginning. Everything. And it it just makes you think about when you hear certain things happen, where they get some of this stuff from. So I just thought it was awesome though.
Yeah, it was over the top for me. Oh my god, it
No,
was
I'm
There you
back.
go.
okay.
Okay.
It was over the top for me. Um, that whole thing with them trying to hold that cage, that thousand pound silver cage with a whole man in it,
Yeah,
and with a rope, with no
yeah,
gloves on,
yeah.
while the helicopter is doing the most. It was crazy to me, but I enjoyed it. Teamwork make the dream work. I was just like, and then the funny part was at the end when Armando knew how to fly the plane. He was like, "How you know how to fly a plane?" He was like, "I'm a drug dealer." So funny, so funny.
It was
No,
yeah,
he
that was a phenomenal part. But the other thing I thought was, Nita, you got to remember, the person holding the rope was Marcus, excuse me. He was still sugared up. He done had him some sugar. So he had that old man strength holding that damn rope up there on that thing. Now, what you got to say about that, Moochie?
I with Martin, that and the rope getting frayed and all of that,
Yeah.
it was just like so many different elements that was happening in that scene. And even if you saw it one time, it's gonna be something that you miss.
Yeah.
When you watch it again, you be like, I didn't know this happened too. So yeah.
Mhm.
So
When I was in the movie theater seeing it for the first time, it was so white knuckled. I was at the edge of my seat. I was holding it was so tense. That scene,
Mhm.
just with all of the things with the helicopter going crazy and they going up and hitting the roof and hitting the floor, and I was just like, baby, all I was saying is somebody protect Armando at all costs, okay?
Oh Lord Jesus, y'all. Lord have mercy.
he on the run, girl.
Fellas. Yeah. Oh, you heard what she said. Armando's not on the run from the law. He's on the run from females that's wearing leopard print panty draws trying to rope his ass in, y'all. That's what he's on the run from. But still, I think that helicopter scene, you had to put that in there because it seems like every film they try to do something that's more over the top.
Yeah.
My favorite scenes still of all the Bad Boys to this day that's held up great is Bad Boys 2 when they was on the road and those Jamaican Negroes stole that truck that had the cars and the boats and they was releasing them on. That is like still in my top 3 all time of action scenes of any film.
Yeah.
And it lives
Heck
on.
yeah.
The Zopound scene. They made reference to that too.
Yeah, they did.
So yeah, I loved it.
You had to have that. Now, granted, even though this was, it was a buddy cop comedy action, which is hard to do, by the way, especially do it with the right amount of each. Because we've seen movies that are supposed to be action, but they go too far with the comedy or it's not funny. It's like slapstick type shit. Like, I hate to say this, Thor, Love and Thunder, just a little too much of the slapstick comedy. This film, I felt like did a good job of taking big moments and adding comedy. And here's one that I thought was a big moment. This was a bonding moment where Marcus was trying to get the father and the son to bond. And the shit was so funny. I thought they was going to actually hug and Armando walked away. I'll give this to you first, Moochie. How'd you feel about this scene?
I thought they were gonna have a moment, but he was like, "Y'all can't even be good criminals." And he was right. And then he even Mike was like, "Yeah," he was like, look, we looking soft in front of him." I thought it was like a lot of funny scenes in this.
Right. It was good. What'd you think about it, Nita?
I thought it was nice. I thought that they needed the moment.
Yeah.
And they still infused a little bit of, because they need to have a conversation, because remember he was the bad guy all throughout Bad Boys for Life. So them coming together and having that conversation, and kind of breaking that ice and still doing it and being funny. You know, Martin still, you know, with the quips in there and stuff like that. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it.
So, having said all those things, ladies and gentlemen, we'll
Oh,
start
do you,
rounding this. Go ahead.
Lamar, you got a clip of when they was talking and how Martin kept on saying your son, your family. And he
Then
was
he
like,
did
no,
like just
that's my son. He was like,
Yeah.
chill. So, you know, he really took a liking, loving to his, you know, just like you remember how we was talking about on the Shy, how Nuck is with Ronnie. Like he
Yeah.
really embraced his son, even though he killed the captain. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot to get through. So
And speaking of killing the captain, captain's daughter was hot to trot
oh yeah.
after Armando. And then it was another tense scene at the very end when Armando proved he's not really a bad guy. He's more of an anti-hero because he did save Cap's granddaughter, and then granddaughter in turn turned around and had mommy let him go. How did you like that scene, Nita?
I thought it was good. I'm glad she did it. First of all, I'm glad the mother was listening because it looked like she had a hard on for him. So it was on site. So thank God she listened to her daughter. Cause I didn't think, what I thought is that, okay, I won't delete him, but you're going to jail. I didn't foresee her letting him go. So that's a whole nother thing. So that was interesting too.
Okay. What'd you think, Moochie?
I thought that we understood why the daughter wanted him so bad, but when he saved the granddaughter, her daughter, he almost got himself taken out in the process. And I was happy that she went back for him.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So
it could have went left, Moochie. Go ahead.
Oh,
it could have went left.
Definitely. And I'm glad she didn't just, she listened to reason, even though it took her a couple of minutes to get her to talk her down. And once Mike heard that, I just liked how everything was put together towards that part.
Protect Armand at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
You women.
Yeah,
don't make me keep putting this picture up, okay? You women, you women, boy, y'all better stop it. You better stop it. Now, as we get ready to get y'all off this off ramp, of course, we've got to rank these bad boy films. And for that, Nita, I'll start with you. What is your ranking of all the bad boys films? We've had 4 of them. All of them are fairly iconic films. We've got them going back to 1995. Here we are, damn near 30 years later. How do you rank these 4 films?
Okay, I'm gonna start from the least favorite of mine, which is Bad Boys 1.
Okay.
Bad Boys 1, it was, it was Will and Martin doing their thing. And the reason why I really still like that movie is because they were kind of the same. They were both badasses in their own right. But as time has gone on, they tried to make Martin character a little family oriented, a little weaker of the two. And, Will's like the badass and all that stuff like that. But that's number 4 for me. Number 3 would be, sorry, even though it's like one of my favorites, like that's Bad Boys 2 is what solidified the Bad Boys franchise for me. So by being number 3, y'all, don't get me wrong. I love what's the chocolate girl that was in it?
Gabrielle Union.
Gabrielle Union. I love the sister element. I love that whole, I'm telling you, as far as comedy, that was top notch for me. But I'm still going to put it at number 3 because I don't know. It's something about the story in Bad Boys for Life and Bad Boys Ride or Die that I'm more connected to. Those movies feel like they're more of action movies. We get into drug dealers and stuff like that. Now, if you follow me with these main 2 that we're talking about now, I will put number 2 would be this one, Ride or Die.
What?
Yes, yes. A lot
What?
of, yeah. I got this being number 2 for me, and I got Bad Boys for Life being number 1. I don't know. It was something about that whole the mother, that witch queen pin, and that whole story element, and them taking out my favorite character, which was the captain. I mean, it
Oh,
was so many stakes and stuff that was going on. Like, it felt very high stakes. This one didn't
okay.
have the high stakes. The villain wasn't the best, and you know, yeah, that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like Bad Boys for Life is my favorite one. But not to be
Wow.
confused, I like them all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow. Audience, we want to hear you guys too. Post your comments if you're watching us on the replay. Moochie, how do you rank them? What's your favorite to least favorite, given that they're all great films?
I feel like number one, it showed uh Martin's character as a family man from the get go. Because remember, they had to swap positions, so we already shown him as a family man, not wanting to risk everything. And it did like a whole 360 where when we get to the last one, it's the other way around. We see him, we see Mike
Mike
having
Lowry.
panic
Yeah.
attacks.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
crazy to me because he was like, we seen him hesitate, and this is not him. So we
Mhm.
seen like a whole role reversal with the characters. And, and that's what I liked about the whole thing. Now, my order in which I like them, I say I like. I'm gonna go with. I would put it number 2 for my first choice.
Okay.
Number 1, Bad Boys for Life, and then like this final one because it was a full circle moment.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Post your comments. For me, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite of all of them, the number one for me is going to always be Bad Boys number 2, the second one.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that was the solidification that this thing could be a franchise.
Hmm.
That the action, I still can remember just all the different scenes from that. I went to the movie theater to see that thing like 3 times.
It was
So
good.
that's definitely number one for me. Number 2 on the list would be this film we just seen.
Okay.
And because it does bring things full circle, and it's a passing of the torch that this franchise can continue without Will and Martin, and they found 2 outstanding characters that can do it. After that, Bad Boys 3 would be number 3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good film, and I was wondering how it would work after taking such a long wait and a pause in between films. And they did a damn good job of introducing Armando in that film and making it work. And the fourth on my list would be the first one. And that's not saying it's a bad movie because it was a great movie.
Right.
It's just that this franchise has been so good in being better on top of itself that first one just got to be number 4 out of all of them. They kept doing a great job. And so we want to hear from you guys. Let us know what you think. This is the time where we take our super chatters comments and oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. All I got to say to y'all is Monique 69 Ways Johnson, and y'all already know where this super chat is going. Okay. Shout out to Monique coming through with the $4.99. She says, "Oh Lord
Let
have
me get my
mercy,
water.
Lord have mercy." She says Armando doing his pull-ups with his back glistening was chef's kiss, and that rollover kick, that gate was fire.
It was.
Nita, go ahead, because my wife even seen you talking about how fine Armando was. So go ahead, Nita. Give Monique Johnson 69 Ways what she want to hear.
Yes, boo. I did. Thank you so much for your super chat. I think she did that one on my channel. So thank you so much, because baby, when I tell you I need a gallon of water for the lust that I have for that man, that's a glistening, girl. You set it up all right there. You set the whole thing up with the pull-ups, the back glistening.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Go. Go ahead, Moochie. Go ahead. Fellas, can we get some super chats for Professor Megram? Christine, okay. Let's send some chat for her. But go ahead, Moochie.
Somebody said Monique ain't lying. She ain't.
Oh, look.
He just looked good all around. He was good to look at.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then he has like that goatee, and it kind of makes you mirror. He kind
I
of
went to
mirrors
go see
Will
what
Smith
other
a little
movies he
bit.
be in.
Oh, look.
You
Well,
know?
Sony, if you watching my review, you know that you got something with Armando and Reggie. That's for sure. And oh, Lord have mercy.
I just thought even though we saw that scene with Reggie, I still think we should have saw more with him. That was just like they just peeled back the curtain and said, "Look, this is what you might be in store for."
So I'll
with
say
his
this.
mustache. I wasn't even used to seeing him with a mustache.
Right. My next super chat comes from Monique 69 Ways Johnson again. So y'all already know what you're about to get. Okay. This time she's talking about the antagonist, McGrath. Eric Dane is sexy antagonist. He can oh Lord have mercy.
And is.
I know he was in the first Power, but I'm trying to figure out who he was.
No, it was the other dude.
Yeah, it was the other dude. It
was Rita boyfriend.
Rita boyfriend.
Yeah, I'm just trying to who he was, but he was in something too that I couldn't remember what he was in. Where he played a villain too before.
Yeah. Eric Dane.
Yeah.
Shout out to Monique for the $4.99 saying Eric Dane, who played McGrath, is sexy antagonist. He can kidnap me any day, tie me up, and Lord knows what other things she would have said if she could say it on YouTube that he could do to her on this day. So, ladies, in closing, I'll start with you, Moochie.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say about this film and why people should go see it?
It's action packed. If you saw the first installments, then you need to just add this on and see this one because of the action, because of the comedy, and because it's Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. I mean, I'm not even thinking about that slap thing no more. So people, everybody can hold a grudge if they want to against it, but I'm not doing all of that because they don't do that for the other side, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Exactly.
Okay. They always gonna tell us not to support our own people, but I am. We're gonna continue to do it because half the stuff that's being done is not as bad as what's being done. You get what I'm saying? You dig? And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Just see the movie.
Yeah, just see it. I mean, you're gonna be missing out on a good time. You're gonna be missing out on a good time if you skip this movie. This is a great movie. Like, I mean, come on. We're starting out the summer blockbuster action movie season. And how better to do it than with this? This was some great action. Kudos to the directors, the way that they do those camera angles. Y'all saw the one, when we were talking about Call of Duty, the POV, the first person shooter,
they had that version.
The rig that they use to get the excellent. I'm not taking nothing from them. Not nothing. They did a great job. They did a great job.
Camera angles is awesome. Just for that. Cinematography.
Yeah.
Definitely. And by the way, shout out to the cinematographers and wardrobe and everybody else and the score that worked on this film. The score fit perfectly, ladies and gentlemen. And to that point, I would say those are the reasons why you need to go see it. They did such a good job on the camera angles. We even had that classic camera angle after Martin and Will have been through something that was traumatizing, dealing with their cases. The camera kind of pans down across them, gets to the bottom, and looks up as they're looking like this and shit.
Yeah,
that's what it did. They had that classic from the very first one. Yep, where you get that camera angle. You're going to be inside a theater with great company because there are so many moments where people are going to be clapping and screaming, and it is a great movie. And the show Steelers for us to look forward to is definitely Armando and that jailhouse scene and my main man Reggie and that save the family scene and the cookout, ladies and gentlemen, at the very end. If you haven't seen it, this is your movie telling you to go see it. And we want to hear from you guys. Come back and let us know what you think. And don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. Let's see what the ladies have going on their channels the rest of the week, and then we'll get out of here. I'll go ahead and start with you, Nita. Since you Nita the sell somebody your house Nita today, not Nita the diva, but you corporate Nita today. What you got going on in your channel?
Yeah, so I'm going to be coming to you with The Shy tonight, and also too, we're doing House of the Dragon, so we're going to do like a pre-game season 1, what to expect for season 2, some predictions and stuff like that, and then we'll be picking back up with Power, of course, The Shy, and all of that. So just turn on your post notifications. And one thing we forgot, Lamont, the cameos. Tiffany Haddish.
Oh yeah,
I thought her scene was good because I don't really like her as a comedian, but when she plays these little roles in these movies, spot on. She did a great job with that. Loved her cameo. I was mad that they took is his name John Sally out. I thought he was a really good character, and the fact that they took him out. Then we saw Michael Bay. He was in the car. So and he was the director of the first 2. So so we had a lot of cameos and stuff, and we forgot to bring those up. So
she's absolutely right. There was a bunch of cameos, and there was 2
DJ
more big
Khaled.
DJ Khaled.
I could have did without that.
Yeah, and we also had and one cameo you guys might have missed. The black dude who has the most subscriptions on TikTok. He was in this thing too. He cameoed in this film too,
and
ladies and gentlemen.
His crazy little face.
Yeah, he did his face because he on his TikToks, ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't talk. He'll look at something, do his crazy face, and do this. And he did that in this film too. So
it was so quick. If you wasn't paying attention,
you'll miss
it.
You would have missed it. Yeah. What you got going on your channel, Moochie? Folks can look forward to
tonight. Mayor Kingstown, y'all. Come through, check it out. We're going to talk about episodes 1 and 2.
All right.
All right. You guys will see me again probably Friday. I'm going to be doing a video based on my being a black creative in Hollywood. I got a guy coming through who has raised $41 million for film. He's actually working on my team. His name is Jim Agnew. He's worked on Star Wars. He's worked on several independent film. We're just going to be talking about the state of the movie industry, how AI plays a role, what role he's going to be playing and trying to help me get some of my films done next year. And then after that, it'll be Power. And my wife will be on for that one. So get ready for that. I know some of y'all love to see Crystal and me make her make these crazy faces when I say crazy stuff. So don't forget to like the video, turn on notifications. Till that next one, we out.